Well, it's special Saturday edition of Your Bourbon Journey. Today we are picking our whiskey of the month. Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are Your Bourbon Journey.
Pretty excited about this month. We have had some banger pours this month. We don't like to have more than 5. 4 or 5 is kind of our massive cutoff for what we want to do for Whiskey of the Month. And we ended up with 8. So we had to have a little mini playoff between things that were somewhat similar, and we did that yesterday so that today we would have only 5 to present. It's kind of all over the map. We do have 3 Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys, but they all have something different about them. And then we have an American Single Malt and a wheat whiskey. What I'm going to do is give you an alphabetical overview, super brief, not a lot of details on it, of each of our contenders for today. Bernheim 20th Anniversary Edition, Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey by Heaven Hill, 51% wheat, 37% corn, 12% malted barley. It is 10 years old with a proof of 115 and an SRP of $85. Casey Jones Barrel Finish Series Honey Bourbon called Brown Beauty. It's a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in a honey barrel by Casey Jones Distillery. Mash bill is undisclosed and it is non-age stated but at least 4 years old. Its proof is 102.7 and SRP is $90. Little Book Chapter 10, All the Wiser. It is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in sherry and toasted bourbon casks by Jim Beam. Its mash bill is a blend of a 14-year Basil Hayden, an 11-year Knob Creek, a 10-year Booker's, 9-year Knob Creek, 9-year Baker's, and a 4-year Jim Beam finished in sherry and toasted bourbon casks. Youngest age is 4 years, but it's up to 14. Its proof is 122.6, SRP $160. New Riff Silver Grove Straight Bourbon Whiskey 2026 is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey by New Riff Distilling. Its mash bill is 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley. It is 6 years old with a proof of 116.4, SRP $59.99. Virginia Distillery Company's Brewers Coalition with Four Hands Brewing Company, a Madagascar stout cask, is an American Single Malt whiskey by Virginia Distillery Company. Its mash bill is 100% malted barley. It has 5 years primary maturation in Heaven Hill X bourbon barrels, followed by a 10-month secondary finish in stout casks. Proof is 100, SRP is $54.99, and this is a 700 milliliter bottle. So that's our kind of crazy lineup that we have for June. Pretty exciting.
It is, and before we get started, a shout out to Silver Grove because you actually knocked out a bottle I really like. We did a blind yesterday, and you took out the new Old Granddad 114 7-year that I absolutely loved. Yesterday it just didn't sing and it fell by the wayside, but it will be drank in my spare time.
Well, I'll also say the other ones that were in consideration, Little Book took out Remus Reserve Lou Gehrig, and Bernheim 20th Anniversary took out Star Hill Farms Wheat Whiskey. So those are some pretty big bangers that hit the dust before we even got here today. So It's kind of exciting. So what we will do is we will go through this one glass at a time, share that with you, what we're getting on the nose, taste, and finish. We will score it and also share that with you. Then we will go through it again, probably fast forward the second time through. You will know post-editing what we're drinking, although we have no idea right now, except we know what the 5 things are. So here we go. Let's try A. We're not going to talk about color or anything like that. We're going to focus really today on just nose, taste, and finish. Got some sweetness on the nose. I would say it smells like a bourbon to me, but all but one is a bourbon. Well, actually, 2 of them are not bourbons. Only 3 are bourbons today.
I'm just getting sweetness.
Yeah, it's got a really nice sweet nose. A little bit of proof on it, I would say. I want to go ahead and taste it before I give any more nosing notes. Cheers to candidate A.
Cheers.
What are you getting, Wayne?
I'm actually getting some tobacco. I'm getting cinnamon.
I'm getting some really nice sweetness on it too. It's almost a confectionery-like thing happening. I really like that.
It's not bad. I'm going to try it again.
Same. Wow. Some really nice sweet notes. The finish is really long on this. And it's got some really deep, dark notes on the finish as well, but still carries that sweetness with it, which I'm really liking a lot. I think, well, they're all going to be good. We had to have a contest to see who was in it. So I'm going to go ahead and start scoring that. Check that nose one more time. Now we start out with a base score of 80, and then we are giving up to 18 points actually. Wild card comes later. So what did you score that on the nose?
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 4. And then I gave it an 8 on taste.
I gave it a 7.
Okay. And what'd you get on finish?
I gave it a 2.
I did as well. So I gave it a 14 at this point. And you?
12.
All right. Then we will go on to B. And we reserve the right to change those scores. We will come back through and do a secondary taste just to make sure we know where we are on them and give the one that went first a chance. Because sometimes the first thing sometimes we grade it a little more challenging. This nose is different. This one's got a little bit of a nuttiness on the nose. And some other things going on I'm not sure about, but it's definitely kind of nutty and sweet.
I'm getting barley, I'm getting sweetness.
I like the nose. It's very nice.
It's almost a slight fruitiness too. Okay. We'll go ahead and taste this. So cheers to letter B.
B. Wow. I have a rule that I try not to guess what I'm drinking, but this one's going to be hard not to guess. I'm getting like a strawberry raspberry cream kind of a thing going on, and it's just really popping good.
Has a really good mouthfeel. Taking another sip.
Very viscous. Flavors, when I say it's like strawberry ice cream, strawberries and cream, I'm not saying it's like overly sickening sweet, because it does have this barley note that's kind of pulling that sweetness back, this nuttiness, so to speak, that keeps it from going into the what I would call cloyingly sweet that we're not fans of. But that is a fantastic pour, absolutely.
Finish is okay.
I give you a 2 on finish.
I did as well. Finish is okay. I'm not really getting anything distinct on the back of it. It's definitely fruity on the palate and on the taste, and the nose it is really good.
So what were your other scores?
Well, I gave the nose, I gave it a 5.
Same.
And on the taste, I gave it a 9.
I did too. So we each gave it a 16.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty good score there. We'll move on to C. I'm curious as you're watching along and seeing what we're tasting, if you've had any of these, and if you get different notes, put that in the comments. These have had a chance to open up now. What I love about Whiskey of the Month is it's not a fresh crack. Usually when we do our first review of something, it's a fresh crack on those bottles. And by the time we go back, even when we were doing a little mini playoff last night, we found that the 6 we were testing had changed and shifted a little bit since we first opened them up. So this is always kind of fun. You never know what it's going to be.
Always a fresh crack, and definitely not a plumber's crack. So. Sweet.
Caramel. Maybe some cinnamon on there.
Cinnamon or allspice. And there is caramel. Or caramel.
Let's give it a taste. To candidate C.
C. C. A little bit more.
That's pretty dynamic on the palate. The nose was good. But I wasn't getting anything like shockingly amazing on the nose. Just it was a really solid nose. But the palate, it's got a lot more going on. A lot more. I'm getting some oak notes on the palate. Are you? Like some barrel notes?
I'm getting like confectionery sugar on it. I'm getting a little bit of barrel notes.
Mm-hmm. And that caramel is hanging in there. I've got some other sweetness I'm not quite identified. Could be something a little fruity, perhaps.
I'm gonna try it again because I'm not getting the caramel on the palate.
It's gone almost more confectionery, more fruity for me on the palate than it was on the nose. I think the palate this time has switched on me. Lots of times I get a sweet nose and a savory palate. This time I feel like it's gone a little sweeter on the palate, which doesn't happen very often for me.
Yeah, I don't think it lines up.
I'm not
The
not
nose is
hating it
different.
though. I'm loving the
Yeah,
palate.
the nose
though.
is different than the taste.
The nose might be a little proofy. That might be what's pulling it out. Yeah, if I do a few other things with the nose, it's interesting. Okay, how did you score that one?
Well, I gave the nose a 3,
Same.
and I gave the taste a 7,
I went 8.
and I gave the finish a 2.
I did as well. So I was 13 and then you were 12.
Yep.
Okay. Again, we'll check those scores again later. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to go back and check our math after the show. And for the official ranking for the year, had to make some adjustments. That happens. The other thing is if we end up with a tie, we have a tiebreaker process, but sometimes I can't do the final tiebreaker until we're off camera because that involves going back, it goes all the way to price. Last month, it really would have swapped what we did on camera for second and third place, I think it was, just because the price would have been the winning factor. But that's just an FYI. If you ever wonder why sometimes that ranking is a little different online, if you go look at it on the webpage, that would be why. Oh, oops. Get that straight. Let's go to D.
D.
Oh, I like that nose. That's lovely. It's rich and sweet and just a hint of spice.
There's a lot going on.
Wow.
I need to get this working.
Wow.
I'm getting nuts.
Really?
I'm getting nuts. I'm getting toasted nuts.
Nice. I'm getting like a really rich caramel. A sweetness on top of the caramel because the caramel is more of a dark caramel, and then I'm not quite picking up what the other sweetness is. I don't think it's fruity.
This almost like reminds me of ballpark peanuts. I mean, right now I'm locked into peanuts. I must be nuts.
Well,
Now, she would say that.
oh, I'm kind of ready to taste it. How about you?
Okay.
Let me
go ahead
smell
and-
it some more.
We'll go ahead and do that. It's pretty rich. So, cheers to letter D.
D. Wow. Now I'm getting nuts on the palate. I did not get nuts on the nose. Your nose might be better than me today. Wow. That is super interesting.
It's nuts. It's baking
Roasted.
spice.
Roasted nuts, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I might take another taste because I want to see what the finish is like.
Yeah, and I feel like the sweetness got less on the palate. I felt like it was a really sweet nose. It got less sweet on the palate. Doing a little Kentucky chew there to get it everywhere. Wow. That's got a ton happening. I mean, a ton.
Yeah. This is an atomic bomb that exploded in my mouth.
In a good way.
Yeah. It's
It's just like,
it's
"Wah!"
peanuts, it's caramel, it is confectionery sugar. I'm not getting any barrel note. The back, I'm not getting anything specific. It seems that The flavor that I'm getting on the taste is transitioned to the back, so I'm not getting like a barrel note or pepper or anything like that, or cinnamon. It's just this really smooth ride, and it's really, really good.
I'm similar, except I am getting some pepper and cinnamon notes on the finish. Everything else, totally agree with what Wayne was saying there. That was excellent. I gave it a 5 on the nose.
Yeah, so did I.
How about the taste?
9.
I did too. Finish?
2.
All right, me too. So we each gave it 16. That's pretty funny. So
And I actually gave it a wild card point.
already?
Yeah.
I don't normally do that till the end.
Yeah. No, I
He's a little more free with his wild card points than I am.
and I did right there because it picked up. If I pick up something really distinct and really lock into it, I will give it a point. And I had to there. The peanuts lined up so well, and I love peanuts. I could eat a bag of peanuts. I could eat pounds of peanuts.
He can.
Yeah, I'm an elephant.
You're not.
I would do the noise, but it would blow the camera.
After that last nose, this one's a little lighter.
This is flipped. This is a soft sweetness. It's just sweet. It's just sweet for me.
It smells good. It smells like you want your whiskey to smell. It smells really good.
It smells like a victim of going after
D?
D.
Well, let's taste it, and then maybe that'll open our nose up a little bit. So, cheers to letter E.
Cheers to Victim E. Cheers.
That's got a little more happening on the palate.
Yes.
Yeah, it's popping more on the palate. And probably if I go back and do the nose now, you get your palate engaged and then your nose opens up a little more. Oh, yeah. Very interesting.
Baking spices, confectionery sugar. I know we've been saying that a lot, but that's kind of what's coming through. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I'm getting guava or anything like that, or some ridiculous thing. You know, this is what I'm getting.
Sometimes we get wild things, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's just, it's sweet or it's not, or it's this or it's that.
I mean, if we ever say something that's really honestly off the wall, we've actually gotten it. It's not like a tasting note from the distillery.
Sometimes you will know because my eyes go like this. You will know when I've just got something like, what the heck was that?
And you'll know with me because I'll get a perpetual drool right down the microphone.
The finish is really nice on this one. I think what we lacked on the nose to start with, the palate and the finish is lovely. It's really funny. I remember when we did these originally, like in the various videos, we had a lot of fruit stuff. Maybe it's not a fruit day for me. I'm just not picking up a lot of fruit today.
The interesting thing for me so far is I've not gotten a lot on the backside with any of these. There hasn't been any pepper, there hasn't been any leather, there hasn't been any tobacco.
I think the proof range is, I'm going off memory here. We have one that's 100, and then we have one that's 122, 123.
Okay.
But most of the other ones are in the teens, so they're pretty close.
So I'll probably be looking for that when I go back through to see if I pick that up. But I didn't in the first round.
Okay, so what did you give the nose on that one?
3.
I did as well. I gave it an 8 on taste.
Yeah.
And how about finish?
2.
So we each gave it a 13. We're pretty even there. Okay, so my initial feelings, I'm not going to look at how we've scored so far and like that, but what's fascinating to me is I do believe I identified, I'm not going to say what it is, I do believe I identified the single malt because it's just so different. What is really curious to me is I do not believe I identified the wheat whiskey.
I think I did.
Okay. I don't think I could not tell you which one's the wheat whiskey. And we have some things that have some finishes to them. We have a honey finish, and the little book has some sherry finish to it. So that's just one part of the little book. It has, if you listen to, there's like 10 different things in the little book this year. But I'm not sure I picked up a sherry finish or a honey finish. So
I didn't pick up a honey fish.
For me, we're going to go back through this. This will be the time we go back through and we will fast forward for you so that you don't stay here for lifetime. And then we will make some adjustments. And then we will also, at that time, fill out this little sheet, which is going to tell us who won today. So we have those things to do, and then we will rejoin you.
Absolutely.
That was a lot of scoring. Thanks for your patience on that. We made a couple adjustments here and there. We each gave a couple wild card points. Actually, we gave the same wild card points to the same people. We gave 2 different ones wild card points today. Let me share what the final scores were across the board. So A ended up with a 94 from Wayne and a 95 from me for a 94.5. B was a 97.97, so a 97. C is a 93.94, or so a 93.5. D was a 97.98, so that's a 97.5. And E is a 93.93 for a 93. Now remember, while we're going to give you a ranking for today and we're going to name our whiskey of the month, it goes into the leaderboard, which shuffles every month by the total points earned. And if there's a tie, we have this whole tiebreaker by taste first, then nose, then finish, then price. And that could become important at the end of the year. So something that's tied with the several things that might be more expensive might drop down in ranking. That's going to determine our seeding at the end of the year and all that kind of stuff. So today our lowest score is a 93 and our highest is a 97.5. So it's highly possible these could all end up remaining in the top 16 after this month. And we're at the halfway point.
Yep.
Kind of fun. We'll probably do a show in July just to share what our rankings are thus far at the halfway point. But for today, let's start at number 5. I'm excited to find out.
Look forward to it. We're halfway there, living on a prayer.
So in 5th place for today with a very solid score of 93 was E.
I am guessing in my mind what it is.
You are? Okay. E is, what do you think it is?
Bernheim.
It is. It is Bernheim. I did not guess this is a wheat whiskey today. I'm just going to tell you folks that I did not come up with a wheat whiskey in my thing. I couldn't figure out which one it was. Bernheim, still a solid 93 score, and it might end up in the playoffs. Who knows? So there you go.
I had a feeling it was a wheat whiskey, and I had a feeling it was Bernheim. And
well, it's the only wheat whiskey we have.
Well, it's like I liked it, but it was familiar to me. And I mean, I thought it was good, but these other ones are on the table.
And that is E. So I can see. It's so funny when your eyes are open, the veil is pulled back, and you know what you're drinking. Now it tastes like a wheat whiskey to me. Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
It's really annoying though, the way your mind works.
But it is a really good pour.
So just with a half-point difference was C with a 93.5. C is 4. I'm not sure I would have guessed this.
I guess this.
Silver Grove.
I am on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. I
only guessed 2. I guessed 2 for the day, and I will tell you when I guessed one. I did not put guesses on anything else. So Silver Grove, fabulous pour by New Riff. Honestly, we kind of like last year's a little better, but this is a great pour, and part of it goes to the Silver Grove community. It's part of a charity thing they do each year, which is pretty fantastic. I'm going to make a note on here so I don't forget.
Always remember, charity begins at home.
That means in 3rd place is A. We had a very strong 94.5 with A. And you have a guess for this one too. I do not have a guess for this one. I definitely would not have guessed this. Little Book.
Nope, I did not guess that one.
I thought Little Book won it.
I did too.
So we were both going to be wrong. The only one I guessed was what I thought was Little Book, and that is...
Okay, that's interesting.
So
I have got to taste that.
That is pretty... I got to go do that too.
Because I got peanuts on...
Yeah, so this,
on that
is,
one,
this is 3, right? 3 is... This is A. I'm sorry, A, right? Okay, but here's the interesting thing with this. I was getting an odd sweetness I could not identify with this one. Now that I know what it is, veil lifted again, that is probably the sherry cask and the toasted stuff that was going on. That's probably the sweetness I was getting. You were thinking it was honey, right? Mm-hmm. You were kind of thinking it was Casey Jones, which means Casey Jones still in this race.
Well, the question I have is, with Little Book, I like this pour a lot.
Me too.
Could it be for a blind that there's just too much? It's like, because we tried this knowing what it was, and there's all these things they threw in. I think there's so much going on with it that it can almost overpower. But I'll say this is a really good pour, and this is probably one of my favorite Little Books that we've had. So I'm shocked right now.
I am too, because I thought that was going to be coming up as the winner. The second and first place, they're both going to be in the Sweet 16 would be my guess, because their scores are so high. We gave them each a wild card, so we like them enough to give them a wild card point. I don't give a lot. Wayne gives them one almost each time. I've only given a couple out all year, but B is 97. So B is, this is going to tell the whole story. I'll be danged. B is, we did guess this one, at least I did.
Yeah,
it's
I
hard,
did too.
It's really hard not to recognize an American Single Malt, especially one that's finished in raspberry milk stout and vanilla milk stout. I'm just saying. It came through as this ice cream thing, and I kind of felt like that's what it was. And it's an amazing, amazing pour. Here we go. We didn't do single malts last year in our contest at all, which means I'm just super excited about the winner. I am super excited. I'm almost teary-eyed about it because there are very few distilleries that I have heart connections with. This is one of the ones. So D, let's just share who D is. I can't believe it's D. It is Casey Jones. Dang you, AJ and Peg. Look at what you've done. You've just won our Whiskey of the Month. Those two are trying to retire, but we're telling them you can't retire because we just love you guys so much. Amazing pour. Wow, Casey Jones honey finish 97.5.
Congratulations to Casey Jones, because you made me think that I was drinking Jim Beam. I wasn't picking it just because it was Beam.
And that's D, right?
Yes. I started getting these notes that I just really liked, and it just continued to sing.
And if you watched our video, it won our honey finish, which is why it was in this contest. So we had 4 bottles we selected that had honey barrel finishes. It won that, and that got it automatically into this contest. And Wayne had not tasted it before that day because I tasted it at Barbecue and Barrels. He did not. And I just said, we have to have this. And it's an amazing pour. Yep. Truly. And it stood up against some giants today, real giants today. And gosh, AJ and Peg, congrats. This is a great bottle.
I now pick up the honey finish. I thought I was getting honey on A. I was all over the place today. But this one here, I'll tell you, this has an outside track to run the table.
We may have to drive down to Hopkinsville and get a second bottle. Which we've been wanting to do. We've been wanting to go do the whole West thing again. We haven't been in the West for a while. We live in the West, but we've not been in those distilleries for a while.
We have not been to Casey Jones since we did our very first pick with the Owensboro Bourbon Society.
Yeah.
And we've always liked them. We've always liked this couple. Wonderful people. And I'll tell you, this is a beast of the West. And if you've not tried Casey Jones, if you have not been there, you need to go there. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think they're probably the most underrated of the West.
Yeah. And I will say this too. You might see the neck label on this. It's one of the 250th American anniversary birthday bottles that are out there. We had talked about putting this in our 250th in July contest, but we have another bottle from Casey Jones, which is their Paul Revere bottle. We will put that in there instead. We will save this one for the Whiskey of the Year competition and put the other one in there. They do some great stuff. Absolutely amazing things. And you've got to visit them.
Great cocktails, great property. If you go on a Saturday, they usually have a food truck there. Mm-hmm. The staff has always been friendly. I can't say enough good things. The only thing I would say,
I know what he's going to say.
You know what I'm going to say about Casey Jones is you need a freaking bed and breakfast on the property.
Because we have so much fun. We don't want to leave.
I would love to go ahead and stay overnight out there.
take the time, if you're into distilleries, if you're into bourbon, especially Kentucky bourbon, you've got to visit the West. The West is amazing. There's so many great distilleries on the West. Let's wrap this up and let's do a toast out with Casey Jones here.
We're going to go to Glass D. What I thought was Jim Beam.
Which came in third.
Which came in third. But today, this was an opera that Casey Jones performed, and it was outstanding.
Yeah.
And I like to raise my glass to Casey Jones, to everybody that works out there. We love you, we appreciate you, and we always enjoy our time out there. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Always remember to drink responsibly. Today, the West is the best. Casey Jones, you knocked it out. Cheers.
Cheers.